Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Tom.
It's our sports unit, but unlike the sports we typically talk about, like soccer and football and baseball, basketball, those sorts of things, we're talking about a really cool sport which combines dance with fighting or martial arts, which is really fun. And there's music involved, which is unusual for sports, really, unless you're talking about ice dancing or acrobatics. Sometimes they'll have some tunes playing in the background for the girls and the guys to dance to. Anyway, this comes to us from Africa and Brazil. It's kind of a combination of the two cultures. So capoeira is how we say it. And it's kind of cool. I haven't seen any capoeira performances live, in person. But I have seen some on tape, video, of course. And it was kind of fun to discover that there's a studio right here in Taipei called Vamos Studio, which means let's go in Spanish or Portuguese. And it's over there in the Songshan district. So if you're interested, take a walk or a bus or, ride your scooter over there and see what it's all about.
Indeed. So we're going to find out some more about capoeira in today's program. It's our second day discussing this very topic. So let's dive right in. Let's listen to our article read aloud at one time right now.
Capoeira is an innovative art. It's always changing, always developing, always evolving, says instructor Ninja. As a street style that initially moved around the world with the Brazilian diaspora, capoeira has had a profound influence on popular culture. Street dance styles like house dance and break dance both originate in part from the discipline, while its acrobatic kicks and strikes have featured in several superhero movies, such as Thor and Black Panther. Ninja himself first discovered the sport through the Blade series. It's not all about fighting, though. To reach a blue belt and the status of graduado in capoeira's ranking system, students must also learn a repertoire of traditional songs and melodies, and have a basic understanding of Portuguese. That's why I'd say capoeira is more of a lifestyle than a pastime, explains Ninja. It's not just about doing the moves well. True capoeira harnesses creativity. It thrives on improvisation. You need to connect with your opponent and live in the moment. It's not surprising, then, that this fluid art form brings a large array of benefits to its practitioners. As a fighting style, capoeira improves flexibility, builds body strength, and sharpens coordination, while its musical elements help heighten rhythmic skills. For this reason, Ninja often encourages his students to take singing lessons or experiment with dance styles such as samba and salsa. What he wants most, though, is for them to learn to have fun. These days, we're so busy that most of us don't know what to do with our free time. So we play video games or waste time on our smartphones. But capoeira changes your perspective. It encourages you to connect with yourself, to experiment, to try new things. That's what I love most about it.
Okay, let's get to it. Let's discuss the contents of today's lesson. So again, we're talking about the Afro-Brazilian art of dance fighting, capoeira. Now, capoeira is an innovative art. This is what instructor Ninja is saying here. If something's innovative, it's new, it hasn't been done before, it's very creative. And he goes on to say it's always changing, always developing, always evolving. And again, that's what Ninja says. And yeah, it's just something that continues moving forward, and people keep making contributions to it and improving it, or maybe they get rid of some things that don't work. And as a street style that initially moved around the world with the Brazilian diaspora, Capoeira has had a profound influence on popular culture. So if you talk about the diaspora, excuse me, that's talking about when a certain kind of people get kind of spread out through the world. I think this was originally used to describe the Jews from Israel as they spread around the world during the Roman Empire and stuff like that. But nowadays we talk about, say, the African diaspora, not only in Africa, but in Haiti and Papua New Guinea and places like that where there are lots of people originally from Africa.
Right. So capoeira has had a profound influence on popular culture. So there's a street dance styles. This is considered to be a street dance too, but there are other street dance styles like house dance and break dance. They both originate in part from the discipline. When we talk about discipline here, we're not saying, oh, someone has great control over how they use their time and accomplish their goals. They're very disciplined. They have a lot of discipline. Here, it's different. This isn't the training of people to obey rules and have a good behavioral code of ethics. Here it means it's some activity or experience that provides physical training or mental training. So there's a discipline of yoga. I would consider yoga to be a discipline. You have to learn how to do it. It takes a lot of focus. And so it's considered to be more mental and not just physical and even spiritual to some people. Well, this capoeira is considered a discipline as well. It's not just a sport where you get out and you exercise your body and you sweat a lot and maybe you have some competitive games. Here you're actually growing as a person through the practice of this particular discipline.
Exactly. And of course, it involves all sorts of things with things like acrobatic kicks and strikes. And these things have featured in several superhero movies such as Thor and Black Panther. So, yeah, you talked about discipline there, just some kind of thing that you practice doing like yoga or any kind of martial arts. And acrobatic does refer to using the body to do some amazing things.
Tricks.
You could see acrobatics. Or acrobats, I should say, at the circus, for example, doing various things, spins, flips, things like that. And so, yes, you get these acrobatic kicks where they not only kick, but maybe they fly in the air, and also strikes when they hit each other. And, of course, they've been in lots of superhero movies like Thor and Black Panther. And Ninja himself first discovered the sport through the Blade series, which I think is a series of movies starring Wesley Snipes, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, Wesley Snipes, yeah.
Okay.
So it's not all about fighting, though. Remember, we talked in the first day about how there's music, there's a little bit of dancing going on, but there's also the martial arts moves. So it's not all about fighting. Now, they have something they call a blue belt. It sounds like their top belt, rather than being black or brown, it's actually blue. I know I took some karate for a while. My sister took some judo, and the highest level in those two particular martial arts are, of course, the black belt. You want the black belt. Well, I guess if you're in capoeira, you're looking to reach a blue belt level of skill. So, and there's also the status of graduado, which is Spanish or Portuguese pronunciation there. And they have an actual ranking system for students who are trying to improve in this particular discipline or dance fighting style. So you start out as a beginner, and they probably have a particular name for you. And then you probably, through, practicing and gaining more skills, you keep moving up until eventually maybe you'll get a blue belt.
Right, so you might think that just learning all these moves is enough, but there are other things involved. Students must also learn a repertoire of traditional songs and melodies and have a basic understanding of Portuguese. Eu falo português un pouco. But in any case here, yes, indeed. You have to learn some music here, and you have to have lots of different songs that you can perform if someone asks you to. That's what your repertoire is, all the things that you know how to perform. So you need some traditional songs from Brazil, maybe from Africa as well. And you need to have some melodies, which, of course, are recognizable series of notes and things like that.
旋律
Yeah, exactly. And also you need to have a basic understanding of the Portuguese language, either from Portugal itself or from Brazil, but I understand they are quite different from each other, although they're the same language.
So this is Ninja speaking again. He says that's why I'd say capoeira is more of a lifestyle than a pastime. So a pastime is what we consider to do when we have free time, we're not working, we can do whatever we want. He thinks it's more of a lifestyle. So it involves more than just your free time. He says it's not just about doing the moves well. He says true capoeira harnesses creativity. If you harness something, you gain control of it. We put harnesses on horses so we can control them. But if you harness creativity, you focus your creativity in a way where you actually produce something. And he also says it thrives on improvisation. What does that mean, Tom?
Well, it becomes very useful and it improves itself and becomes famous because people make things up. That's what improvisation is. That's what they say jazz involves if you're a jazz musician.
Totally.
And you have to solo for a while.
You have to improv.
Yeah, you have to make it up right there on the spot. Even rappers can do that sometimes.
That's amazing.
Improvisation, so yes, indeed, it thrives on improvisation. In other words, it's at its best. It's most exciting when people are actually inventing things as they go.
Wow.
And then he finishes up this paragraph by saying, you need to connect with your opponent and live in the moment, which is pretty cool. That's kind of a Zen thing, living in the moment, not worrying about the past or the future, but being right here, right now. And of course, your opponent is the person you're competing against. Your opponent, if you're playing chess, for example, you're black and they're white, well, then that person is your opponent. Okay, that brings us to the midway point in our lesson for today. Let's take a break right now and listen to our Chinese teacher.
大家好，我是派老师。今天讲解的是7月份 Unit5 Capoeira 巴西战舞 The Afro-Brazilian Art of Dance Fighting。在第一天的课文里，我们学习到 Capoeira 的起源以及特色。第二天的课文则继续介绍 Capoeira 如何发挥影响力，启发哪些流行文化，还有Capoeira 其实不只是舞蹈，而是全方位的生活风格。最后，文章也谈到学习 Capoeira 对练舞者来说到底有哪些好处。好，我们一起深入看课文当中的关键句型、文法与单字、片语。请先看到第一句，教练 Ninja 的引言。教练说 Capoeira is an innovative art. It's always changing, always developing.Always evolving， 请同学把 innovative, changing, developing, evolving 画起来。其实这些都跟创新、改变、发展、演变有关，都很值得我们记。接下来请看到第二句 as a street style， 好，这一句，那请同学特别的看到逗点之前有个单字 diaspora，那就是呢，在海外的这些人，在海外的巴西人。这句话的意思是说 Capoeira 是种街头风格，一开始那就是 initially， 随着散居世界各地的巴西人 The Brazilian diaspora， 他们的足迹遍布全球，对流行文化发挥了深刻的影响。It has had a profound influence on popular culture。 第三句Street dance styles like house dance and break dance both originate in part from the discipline. 街舞，譬如好市舞，还有地板舞，都是源于 Capoeira 的舞技训练。Originate from 这个片语就是源自于、起源于的意思。文章第二段，我们了解到 Capoeira 要学的绝不只是格斗技巧，还要学会传统组曲。还有旋律，甚至一点葡萄牙语。 请看第二句逗点之后这个 a repertoire of traditional songs， 这里的 repertoire 就是组曲。那接着请再看教练 Ninja 的引言 That's why I say capoeira is more of a lifestyle than a pastime。 请同学把 more of 还有这个 than 画起来，这个呢是一种特别的用语，什么意思呢？就是说某某某或者某样东西比较像是 A 而不是 B。 倒数第二句 It thrives on improvisation， 请同学把 thrives on 画起来， thrive 就是蓬勃发展， capoeira 在即兴创作当中蓬勃发展。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. This is day 2 of capoeira, the Afro-Brazilian art of dance fighting. And when we left you, we were talking about Ninja and his comments about what capoeira actually means, at least to him. He's been in the discipline for 18 years, so he kind of has a good idea of what it's like and can explain to the rest of us who are unfamiliar with it what it's all about. He thinks it's very innovative. They do things that are new. It's always changing, always evolving, which means just to change over time. And he compares it to a street style like house dance and break dancing. They both originate in part from the discipline of capoeira. And it says here, Ninja, how did he first discover this particular sport? He saw it watching the movies that had that character Blade in it with Wesley Snipes. Those were quite a while ago. I think they were the 80s, maybe. I'm pretty sure maybe 80s. So he says it's not all about fighting. He talks about the different rankings that you can reach. The top, of course, is the blue belt. And he also emphasizes that you can't just learn the moves. You need to learn traditional songs, quite a few of them, the melodies, have a basic understanding of the language, Portuguese, which is kind of fun. That would teach our listeners to pick up another language. And he also says it's more of a lifestyle than a pastime because you kind of integrate it or incorporate it into your life rather than just save it for maybe a couple of hours of free time you have on the weekend.
Yeah, going to baseball games or something, that might be a pastime. But hey, this is something you spend a lot of time doing. It's a lifestyle.
Learning it, yeah.
And yeah, if your wife or your husband doesn't do it, it could lead to divorce because you might be spending too much time doing that and ignoring them.
Take your partners with you.
Yeah, everybody should get involved. And where we left off before we finished the first half of our lesson, we were saying that it harnesses creativity. It thrives on improvisation.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like a dance between you and your opponent. And it's not really like battling with them, but you're actually maybe dancing partners there in a certain sense. That's my interpretation.
Yeah, it's not like you want to, kick them really hard in the head so that they lose consciousness. No.
Kind of like a movement between two individuals.
Very
it's probably
fun,
a lot of fun. So here, moving on to the final paragraph, it says, it's not surprising then that this fluid art form brings a large array of benefits to its practitioners. We're describing this art form as being fluid, which is like water. It just kind of goes in whichever direction gravity takes it. So if something's fluid, it's flexible, it changes a lot, it changes shape as it's moving along. That's an adjective. Fluid. As a noun, fluid is like water, but a little thicker, like a transmission fluid for your car.
Yeah, we use it sometimes in business to talk about scheduling. Maybe you have a schedule that's pretty open, pretty flexible. You could say, yeah, my schedule's very fluid, so don't worry about pinning me down for a specific time. I'm able to, be kind of creative with my time, so it's fluid. As a fighting style, capoeira improves flexibility. There are several disciplines that will improve flexibility, yoga being one. Flexibility is very important, especially as you get older, because you lose flexibility and your muscles become weaker. So you want to be as flexible as possible. So flexibility would be important for people that are gymnasts. You know, they are very flexible if you've seen. Boy, they can move their arms and legs in all sorts of different directions. But it also builds body strength, which is very important to all of us. And it sharpens coordination. Coordination is when you can get your limbs to work at the right time with what you're seeing. For example, they always say that good hitters in baseball have good eye-to-hand coordination. They can see that ball and have to react so quickly. That's because they have very good eye-to-hand coordination.
Yeah, you would need that if you're playing basketball as well. Good dribbling, shooting skills, and stuff like that. So, yeah, this might help you with your basketball skills by taking up capoeira.
Sure.
And, of course, the musical elements will help you heighten your rhythmic skills. To heighten means to improve them, to make them as good as they can be. And rhythmic means having to do with rhythms. That's a rhythm. So rhythmic, of course, is the adjective. Yeah, you could be a better drummer, I suppose, by learning this art form.
Yeah, maybe you think you're a really bad dancer. This is something you could look at to see if it would help improve your rhythm. I swear my dad doesn't feel the beat at all. Like, you know, my mom gave up dancing with him a long time ago. Most of my brothers are good dancers. It's kind of funny. My dad just can't hear the beat for some reason. So this is something that might help you guys or gals out there improve your dancing skills. So for this reason, Ninja that we're interviewing, he often encourages his students to take singing lessons. Remember we said you needed a repertoire of traditional songs. Those are songs that come from Brazil, of course. And taking those singing lessons or experimenting with different dance styles like samba and salsa will only improve your skills so that you can be an even better capoeirista, I guess you'd call them, right? Capoeirista.
Yeah, so you can learn all these different things to improve your capoeira skills, and you can learn capoeira to improve those other disciplines such as dancing and music and things like that. So yeah, take some singing lessons, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Try different dance styles like samba, like salsa, like breakdance, etc. And what he wants most though, is for them to learn to have fun. So, yeah, it does sound like it's kind of complicated. Boy, do I really have to learn how to sing? Do I really have to learn samba and salsa and Portuguese? Oh, it just sounds like it's too much. You know, what am I going to do? How am I going to learn that? But he says, nope, you have to have fun with it, and that's the most important thing to do. And he says, these days we're so busy that most of us don't know what to do with our free time, so we play video games or waste time on our smartphones. That's true. When we're bored, what happens? Out comes the smartphone. There's always something to do on the smartphone. Watch a video, look at Instagram, play a video game or something like that. Yeah, I guess most of us are just wasting time on our smartphones when we could be learning an actual discipline that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, get out of the house. Get out of the house, go and take a dance class, a singing lesson, anything besides just playing video games. Or checking social media. Oh, my goodness. I think of all the hours that we're wasting on social media. It's just kind of sad. When the people before the internet was invented, they used their time off to learn new skills, maybe learn a new language, maybe learn a new art form. Maybe you can't draw like I can't draw. You should take a drawing class, a drawing lessons class. I keep thinking I want to do that, so I'm not so horrible at it. So capoeira changes your perspective, how you view things in life. It encourages you to connect with yourself. See what you're good at. See what you need to kind of improve upon if you're not a good singer. But you love music. I have a friend like that. She actually went and took singing lessons, even though she knew she wasn't very good. You can always improve. Always improve from whatever level you start at, whether it's a sport or something, art or music.
Indeed, that might be easier said than done because people are busy with school and work. Sometimes they just want to relax and play a video game. I don't want to study capoeira, but still, capoeira here is being described as something that is fun and maybe relaxing as well. And so you should check it out. And we have Ninja to thank for providing us with this information.
Very fun.
It is very fun indeed. So let's end our lesson now by listening to our Chinese teacher.
第3段课文告诉我们，学习 capoeira 到底有哪些好处。This fluid art form brings a large array of benefits to its practitioners. 这里的 practitioners 指的呢，当然就是 capoeira 的练舞者。那 a large array of， 请同学画起来，那就是很多的一系列的。那这个 a large array of其实除了用 large 当作形容词修饰 array， 我们也很常看到 a wide array of benefits， 其实都是可以的。接着第2句 ，as a fighting style, capoeira improves flexibility, builds body strength, and sharpens coordination, while its musical elements help heighten rhythmic skills. 请同学注意这一整句的动词受词的词语搭配 improves flexibility 改善呢人的弹性 builds body strength 让我们的体力呢会更加的增强。那这里的动词还有受词请同学把它画起来，我们可以特别学习。接下来第3句 For this reason, Ninja often encourages the students to take singing lessons or experiment with dance styles such as samba and salsa. 请同学看到教练 Ninja 鼓励学生呢多去参加歌唱课程，或者呢去试验看看其他的不同的舞蹈。Experiment with， 请特别把 with 画起来。Experiment with 就是试验看看，试试看。要注意的是 experiment 当动词，那我们这里呢是不及物动词。第4句 What he wants most, though, is for them to learn to have fun. 这里 he 所指的就是教练，教练最希望的就是学生。For them， 这个 them 指的是学生。To learn to have fun， 可以学到呢，尽量的能够享受乐趣，能够觉得很好玩。以上就是我们 Capoeira 第2天课程的讲解，谢谢大家。
That's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again next time for another edition of our program. And enjoy capoeira if you do decide to check it out. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.